Welcome to Josh is Making Music. I'm Josh, and today we're going to be making a song about social distancing using hand sanitizer bottles and face masks. Since it felt kind of relevant, I want to say that while we're going to be having fun music times here, COVID-19 is a serious matter. I've put a link in the description that's going to direct you if you want to donate to the World Health Organization's COVID-19 Solidarity Response Fund. And if anyone has suggestions for other good charities, if you leave it in a comment, I'll be sure to add it to the description. Anyway, to begin with, for sounds with a bit of tonality, I took a sample of myself blowing across the top of one of the hand sanitizer bottles and then kind of slapping the end of the same bottle. And I also took the elastic band on one of the face masks and pulled it taut super quickly for a bit of a plucky sound. So next I wanted percussion, so I covered up the end of the large bottle and I slapped it to get a drum, which I could pitch down for a kick or pitch it up for a snare. With another bottle, I flipped the top open and shut for hat sounds, and then I rubbed a pair of face masks together to get a kind of shaker tone. Okay, so we've heard the sounds I'm going to be working with. Now we're going to see how they were processed. So I'm very new to Ableton. I'm using Ableton 10 Lite. So if I did anything in an overly complex or roundabout way, please feel free to let me know. Now, for the sample of air being blown across the bottle, first I set a specific area of it, and I set it to loop. Then I EQ'd out a little bit of the low end. I added the de-esser preset from the compressor menu, and then I also added a chorus effect. Along with that, from the mixing and mastering section of the audio effect rack, I added this string submix, and then I also had some reverb, and the resulting sound was this. Next, the bottle slapping sound. So that one I actually didn't really have to do a lot with. I transposed it to get it in key, and I added some reverb, and that was pretty much it. And that left me with this. So the last tonal sound was the elastic band of one of the face masks. So for that one, I, again, highlighted just a very specific portion of it that I wanted to use for the sound. Now, in that mixing and mastering menu, I found this preset called Crisp Saturate Master, and I liked those words, so I threw it on. And then I also added this concert hall preset for the reverb, and that gave us something that sounds almost synthesizer-y. It sounds like this. And if you're hearing some thudding, that's just my MIDI keyboard. All right, so the last one was the drums. I used Impulse like a sampler, but geared more towards putting together drums. So first I took the sound of me hitting the larger sanitizer bottle while I had the opening covered up, and I pitched that up a little bit, I stretched it, and I ran a high-pass filter with a lot of resonance across it, and that gave me this sound, which I was going to use for my snare drum. Then for the two masks being rubbed together, I again used a high-pass filter. I cranked it really high up, and I wound up with something that sounds like this, which I'm going to say now, of all the drum instruments, I think sounds the closest to the actual real instrument I was going for. So this is the sound of the hand sanitizer bottle being flipped open. So I used a high-pass filter, and I got this clicky sound that I thought could be good for a sort of softer hi-hat hit. Next is the sound of the bottle being closed, so I stretched that a bit, put a high-pass filter on it, and what I wound up with was this, which I thought I could use as kind of a harder hat. And then lastly, to get a kick drum, I took that first sample I used of me hitting the bottle with the top covered up, and I pitched it down, I stretched it, and I ran a low-pass filter on it, and I got this. So now might be a good time to mention, by the way, the things that I've been describing, a high-pass filter and low-pass filter. In simplest terms, a high-pass filter is a filter that lets higher tones pass and muffles lower tones. Vice versa, a low-pass filter is a filter that lets lower tones pass while softening the higher tones. And with that, I got all the instruments I needed to put together a track. So now that I've shown you how the instruments were put together, I used them to put together a song called Love in the Time of Social Distancing, and I want to share two things before I play it. The first is that if you would like to download it, I'll have a Bandcamp link in the description. And the second is that if you do choose to download it, any money that comes to me from sales of that, I'm just going to redirect to the COVID-19 Solidarity Response Fund that I mentioned earlier in the video. And with that, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. And we'll close by playing the song, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. I wanna see her, I wanna hold her, but regrettably I told her, gotta stay 6 feet away. This is love, in the time of social distancing. I wanna kiss her, but it's unsafe to get close enough to whisper. And I must say, she's just as beautiful from 6 feet away. And this is love, in the time of social distancing. But we can't be hasty, we've got to wear our masks and wash our hands so safely. We protect each other by being socially distant lovers. Someday again I'll dance with her, take a knee and take a chance with her. And I just hope I look as good from far away as up close. And this is love, in the time of social distancing. Oh no, I think I'm stuck.